there a point of maturity in autism?
Yes.
Like, can they get to a place where they can put themselves together?
Yes.
Wait,
Yes.
so you mean that an autistic person easily can perform an
Yes.
operation on somebody? Can they start a family? So how will a parent that is autistic train a child that is not autistic? So my final question will be that what do you think the balance will be between the spiritual, religious aspect and the medical, clinical aspect? All right, guys, welcome again. I'm still here chatting with Jumoke. I would like to pick up this conversation from an example that she gave in our last conversation, where she was speaking about inclusion, and she said that if we were in a room, for example, like we are now, and the AC is on, and there's an autistic child here, and he's feeling cold, and he wants the AC to be turned off, he's going to act in certain ways, maybe throw tantrums or something like that. And you said that, and I believe that they can be wrong, like normal people are wrong, but throwing tantrums for normal people is a bad behavior that they get corrected for, maybe even spanked. So if they do this, how does that make it right?
Okay, so in special education, there's what we call behavior.
Okay.
And then every behavior is communication in special education.
Okay.
Yeah, so because this child cannot verbally express himself or herself, cannot tell you I'm hungry, cannot tell you when I'm pressed, cannot probably tell you when I want to eat and all of that. And so the best way the child can communicate these needs is by exhibiting some certain behavior. So that is why in special education, every behavior is communication. Now, because the room is cold and I can't say, oh, Gabriel, please, I'm cold. I can start crying.
Okay.
And therefore, a normal child, a neurotypical child, yeah, why are you crying? And child is telling you, I'm cold. Can't you talk? Can't you say you are cold? Why are you crying?
Mm-hmm.
They are correcting that child. Or for a child on the spectrum, that is how I can tell you there is something wrong with me. Now, I'm hungry. I'm telling you I'm hungry. And then you are bringing this book for me to write letters A to Z. But that is not what I want at this point. I'm hungry. Or I'm hungry and you're telling me go to the restroom to ease yourself.
So that means we have to learn to understand their
language, their behavior.
Because there was something I said at some point.
Okay.
Love is being able to learn a new language just to communicate with one person.
Yes.
So if you have this kind of person in your space, you have to learn to understand their tantrums.
Yeah.
But now, taking it out of the family or out, bringing the person to a space where, because I personally or whoever, how am I going to find out that it is cold or the person wants to ease himself or something? How am I going to know that?
Now, definitely it will be difficult because this child has not been in your space or you are not used to this child. But with time, you get used to it and then you'll be able to understand this person's needs and emotions and what the person is communicating.
Okay, so let me move a bit further to ask him about their career choices. Can they do any career? Can they do anything? You remember the last conversation you were speaking about the parents trying to understand them and pushing them to their point of strength. Is it anything they can do?
Yes. So there's a movie on Netflix, Good Doctor.
Okay.
So this guy is a medical doctor and is autistic.
Okay.
So they can function effectively.
Wait.
Yes.
So you mean that an autistic person easily can perform an operation on somebody?
You can go watch that movie on Netflix, The Good Doctor.
Let's go on.
Yes, go and watch the movie. And then there was a place where I worked.
It's not just a movie.
No, it's something. Yes, it's not just a movie. Where I worked before, one of the staff there has autism.
Okay.
So it's just now boiling down to the colleagues and members of society that, okay, this person has an issue.
Is there a point of maturity in autism?
Yes.
Like, can they get to a place where they can put themselves together?
Yes. And then that is why therapy is important and then early intervention is key. So this child you already asked for, you already seen that there's a problem, but you're still saying, no, my child is okay. It's my village people that is doing it. Because there are parents who thought it's spiritual and then No,
I didn't count you.
yes, I'm a Christian. I believe in miracles. I believe that there's a place of prayer. But when it comes to getting help, professional help, please get professional help. So any intervention is important. You know there's a problem and you're waiting till the child is 15 when it's already difficult to bend. But when you're starting early intervention as quick as possible, this child is growing and the child is getting help, the necessary help the child needs to forge ahead in life.
Okay, so you are saying that they can be whatever they need.
Yes.
And I feel like in a very interesting way, it makes career choice easy for them because you can easily see where their strength is because they're not even normal and they're not moving through life like the normal because child. So that's interesting. Another question will be that can they start a family?
Yes, they can.
And if they're starting a family, are they going to start the family with another autistic person or with a normal or a neurotypical
person? So life happens, right?
Yeah.
A neurotypical guy can see an autistic person and wants to get married to the person. It's your choice.
Yeah.
It's normal. So there's a lady on Instagram, I don't want to mention names. Okay, her own line is peculiar because she was raped.
Okay.
And she has a child, and this child is not autistic.
It's not
autistic, but the mother is autistic.
Okay.
So because the mom is autistic or the dad is autistic doesn't mean...
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you that question.
Okay. So because the mom is autistic or the dad is autistic does not mean they are procreating an autistic child. So this lady I'm talking about on Instagram, she's autistic, but her child is not autistic.
So how will a parent that is autistic train a child that is not autistic?
Now, it's interesting that this lady I'm talking about on Instagram, she takes care of her child well.
Oh, I think she will actually because she'll be on the higher space of empathy.
Yes, because there was one clip I saw her sister posted that the child has started school and she was crying like, bring my child back. I don't want my child out of my space. So yes, they can live normal lives, just that they may not live at their appropriate age level.
Yes.
But they can function effectively.
Okay, this last statement that you said just reminded me of one of the questions I wanted to ask, which is, I went for Limpcraft last year. Limpcraft is like in my city arts competition where there are different categories where people come to compete. And they created a category for autistic individuals. And there was this young boy that came around. He was the only person in the group and he won because he was the only person. Shout out to Limca for actually creating this opportunity for them. Like this question is almost sounding like one of the questions I asked in the last video, which is saying that hope they will not feel like we're segregating them to compete on their own. I also feel like it will help them compete with people on their levels. But then if you say a 10-year-old child can be on the level of a 5-year neurotypical person, how can we categorize autistic people in autistic categories? I don't know if you understand.
Yeah. So that is what I was talking about, inclusion. Oh. So for me, I feel don't segregate. Let's do it together.
That's the autistic.
Yes, and the cynical. Let's do it together. You can even now pair in groups. Okay, so you're pairing an autistic child with a neurotypical child. They're in the same group, and then another group, and so they are doing this together. So there's no place of, oh, let's just grade this. Let's give this person the first position because he's autistic. No.
So what about in the case of competition?
In case of competition, if you are competing with neurotypical, and within your typical world, you can give this child more time.
Okay.
So you are giving Gabriel 20 minutes. Give this person 1 hour.
Okay.
Because even in WAEC and Jan, I guess, though, is there any disability? Is there any condition?
Yeah.
Because they want to give more time to this person.
So that's why.
Yes. So that if I'm writing my Jan, I'm writing WAEC 1 hour, the time is 1 hour. This person can have 2 hours and then have someone there to be able to assist. Oh, not like give answers or expo, all of that, but just to assist in case there's a meltdown that's overwhelming. The child can be overwhelmed.
Okay.
Yes.
So how can we help a child that's overwhelmed?
That is where our love, patience and tolerance comes in. So I'm not just, oh, what is this? What is good? No, okay, calm down. You'll be all right. Just pick words to the person, affirmations, positive affirmations.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like everything ends up revolving around love, tolerance, and patience in the end. That's quite interesting. What do you think that people should know that they don't know about autism? This may be putting you on the spot, but let's see.
Yeah, awareness is actually getting better on a daily basis because people are aware compared to times back when. So I had a colleague who told that while working now, she realized that she had one of their cousins who they thought had some spiritual issues or whatever. It's not she realized that this her cousin might probably be autistic. Okay. Because while growing up, to take her to the river or cast out every demon and you get all of that. But then now when now she knows this is what she's doing, she realized also all this punishment she put my cousin through was just unnecessary. So awareness is out compared to time past. So people are aware now that okay, this is a challenge and then we want to help.
So my final question will be that what do you think the balance will be between the spiritual, religious aspect and the medical, clinical aspect?
Okay. So I, for one, I was having a conversation with someone, I was like, a colleague, and I was like, do you know I pray for children I work with? And the person was like, pray, care. Why will you pray? If you pray, that means we're listening at just when they all get well. But for me, that did not sit well with me. I'm a Christian. I believe in the power of God. So for me, whenever I'm working with a child, I'm praying that God, as I'm working with this child gets better.
Yes.
This child begins to function beyond the autism level. So for me, I'm marrying them together. Yes, I'm a professional, but my spiritual aspect is there. As I'm working with this child, the child is receiving healing. The child is...
Yeah, because I feel like the ability or the potency of medication, the working of it is a miracle.
It's a miracle.
So when you give somebody a drug, for example, and the person heals by the drug, it's a miracle. So because it's God that created
it, I gave the wisdom. Yeah. So for me, like I said, I believe in the spirituality and the spiritual aspects that yes, let's marry them together, but let's get a balance. No one is suffering. So we're not just dealing spiritually and then leaving the medical aspects out of it. So we're just doing it too and trusting God for a miracle.
All right. Thank you very much for this conversation. It was such an enlightening one. I hope you guys learned a lot like I did. Thank you all.
Bye.